Well, when I'm not telling stories about the Giant's Causeway, I manage the volunteers on the north coast here. They help the wardens, they garden, they meet and greet visitors, they guide visitors round our sites, and they work in the tea room and the gift shop. I used to work in journalism and I found myself in the office a lot of the time. But in switching careers now, I'm working outside. I love the outdoors, I love wildlife, and I love wild, rugged scenery. I know that finding a job in conservation can be extremely difficult because it's very competitive. But if you have on your CV that you've volunteered for the National Trust, then you already have experience in conservation, and it's a great way to get a permanent job in conservation. So Finn McCool lived here at the Giant's Causeway with his wife Una, and they were very happy. But then one day Finn heard there was another giant over in Scotland called Benandonner, and Finn didn't like the idea of that at all. Giants are very territorial creatures. They love to have their own space. So every morning Finn used to climb up onto the top of Aird's Snout above the Giant's Causeway, and he used to hurl abuse across the sea to Benandonner. And Benandonner used to hurl abuse back at Finn. And Finn got angrier and angrier. One day he went home to his wife Una and he said to her, "Una, I'm going to build a causeway across the sea to Scotland. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to sort Benandonner out." Finn quarried the stones from around the cliffs here. He shaped them into columns and he laid the columns all the way across the sea to Scotland. Now when he was nearly over at the other side, he saw Benandonner in the distance. And Benandonner was far bigger and more powerful than Finn. So Finn decided he didn't want to fight him after all, and he came running back across the causeway. But Benandonner had seen him and he set off after Finn. He chased Finn all the way across the causeway. Finn ran right across the causeway. He ran through the Giant's Gate and he ran through the next bay, Port Noffer, up to his house. And as he was running through that bay, the boot came off his foot, and it's still there today. He ran into his house and he said to Una, "Una, Benandonner's coming to get me, and he's far bigger than I am. What am I going to do?" Now, Una knew what to do. So Una took Finn into the baby's bedroom. She put Finn in the baby's cot. She took the baby's dummy, put it in Finn's mouth, and said, "Now just lie there and be quiet." She went back into the kitchen, and 1 minute later Benandonner came into the kitchen and he said, "Where's this Finn McCool? I'm going to sort him out." And Una said, "Oh, you've just missed him." "I know, let's go and see his baby while we're waiting." So they went into the bedroom, and there in the cot was this giant baby with the dummy still in its mouth. Benandonner took one look at the baby and he said, "Wow, if that's the size of Finn McCool's baby, how big is Finn McCool? He must be much bigger than I am. I don't want to fight him after all." So he went running back across the causeway, and as he ran, he tore up the columns and threw them into the sea. And now, the only bit that's left is this bit we see here at the causeway. Or, if you go to Scotland, to the island of Staffa, you will see basalt columns just the same as these, the other end of the Giant's Causeway.